Like it or not, tax season is here, but the good news is we'll give you a like it this morning because so are Jay and Brittany Hagee. They, of course, have Alon Planning Partners here in town, so good to see you.
Great to see you, Julie.
And the tax part of it is the conversation this morning because it might be, I guess, a little late for this year, but we can think ahead to next year. That tax planning is so important.
Tax planning isn't just for April, and that's where people, I think, so often get stuck, that it's about tax planning. But if you're doing tax planning in April, you're not doing tax planning, you're doing tax paying.
That's right.
Two very different things. If you're doing tax planning, you're not just looking at the current year, you're looking at past years, you're looking ahead to future years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road, and how to prepare for the tax bills you know are ahead.
Okay, so one thing, I say this all the time, but it's somewhat unique about y'all, is that you kind of take people on wherever they are in their lives.
Right.
You don't have to have a certain size portfolio to come to you. So let's say that you're a 32-year-old with a small child and your family's growing. Would y'all already be looking at tax planning for that?
Absolutely. Everybody wants to save money, right? Everybody wants to save money and not pay Uncle Sam more than their fair share. And so in that scenario particularly, you may want to look at starting a Roth or contributing more to your Roth 401k at work, right? So everyone has the ability to tax plan. Everybody's going to tax pay, like Brittany said, but everybody has the ability to tax plan. We want to make sure that you're doing both and that you are looking at taxes in this year, and that's why we say here in April, you need to be planning and preparing for what's already happened and seeing how we can save. We work with CPAs very regularly with this to make sure that you're doing that, but also look at 1, 3, 5, 10 years out to make sure, how am I going to pay less taxes down the road? Because we don't know what the tax brackets are going to be later, but we can imagine they're going to be higher than they are right now.
Well, in one practical way that you can actually look at the now, taking care of now, is by the tax deferral that you can get by contributing to accounts like your 401k or your IRA. That does provide immediate benefit. Tax planning and looking ahead, you choose, like he said, with the Roth options, you're paying the taxes now, but you're reaping the benefits of that later. Because the dollars grow tax-free.
Right.
So there's benefit now when you actually plan and benefit later, and you have to find the right balance of both.
And with the Roth, the only thing I wanted to add in here real quick is a lot of folks don't understand, and this is not for everyone, but you can do Roth conversions, not just Roth contributions. So say someone is 65 and they have until 73 till they hit that magic required minimum distribution number. We help them put a laddered strategy together to say, how do I pay less in taxes over time by converting bits and pieces of my traditional 401k or IRA to Roths so that I can get them in tax-free buckets. That's what we want to try to do.
Okay, y'all are fiduciaries, right?
Correct.
Which means that you earn your income as your clients earn theirs.
That's right.
Their portfolios grow, great for y'all. So the idea is that people are ending the year with money in their pocket, right? They've made some profits, hopefully, over the course of the year.
Absolutely.
If you're not just looking at the required minimum distribution, you're not a retiree yet.
Right.
If you grow too much money, do you need to then assign that potentially to different categories to offset potential tax issues down the road?
That's really where tax loss harvesting comes in, where you can take losses from other years and apply them to, gains from other years and apply them to losses for this year.
Yeah, there's many strategies that you can utilize for that, and so too many to go into in a 3-minute
But would y'all
segment.
be the ones to help with that, or would that
We work very closely with CPAs.
Okay.
So yes, we partner with CPAs to ensure that what we're doing doesn't undo what a CPA did, and what a CPA is doing is not undone by an investment strategy or planning.
And to say it simply, we don't file your taxes, but we help you plan to make sure that you're filing taxes most efficiently and that you're paying less in taxes. That's what we're going to look at. I mean, our debt is out of control in this country, so the tax laws that we have right now are the 3rd lowest in U.S. history. We want to make sure that you're paying less taxes today and tomorrow, right? And so if taxes may increase, how can we plan over the next years looking for inflation and taxes to increase that we position you in a way to where you're going to be reaping the benefit of tax-free accounts?
Let me take a quick time out because I have neglected something that's obvious for people because there is that QR code that's been there on that screen. Y'all purposely wanted that on there because it's like a resource for people.
So what we like to do is provide resources. We want to help people find solutions to these problems. Well, I don't know how to fix that. How do I actually tax plan, not just tax pay. This is a resource we've created. It's exchangemytaxbill.com. You
Super
can visit
simple.
that right now. Again, exchangemytaxbill.com. Click the QR code there on the screen as well. It'll take you directly to a website. You put in just a few bits of information, and you will be able to see a populated report that shows you exactly what you owe in taxes. Basically, it shows you your tax liability when it comes to your retirement accounts. And most folks, we realize, don't understand how much of their IRAs and 401ks really doesn't belong to them. It's set apart for those tax dollars. And so this really helps bring that to light, because once you acknowledge, hey, this is what the tax liability is, then we can craft a plan to actually minimize the taxes
Start
you'll
putting
have to
strategies
pay.
together.
So maybe to restate something that you mentioned earlier, but back to your Roth then, you said it doesn't really belong to us because it's going to be taxed.
That's right.
If you currently are investing your 401k or as a Roth, when you retire, you've paid those taxes.
That's right. That's right. That's why it's important to plan now for the future, right? And so that's what this tool kind of sets up for folks, is so that they can see, here's my tax liability currently. What if I start putting away more in Roth now? What if I do Roth conversions with some of the dollars that I have now? How can I most effectively get these funds into tax-free buckets? That's what
Okay.
we're trying to do.
Here's the thing you can do too, is just call them.
Sure.
It's Alon Planning Partners.
right.
They do love to share those resources. They have books they can share with you, all types of things. But if you just want to go and talk to them, 1441 is their number, and then alonplanning.com. Again, it does not matter the size of your portfolio. If you are earning money, they want to help you earn even more.
That's right.
That's it. Thanks, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.